Alright, so this is a submission video for PACE 2020. I'm doing a run of Metroid Prime any percent, and hopefully everybody enjoys. So, let's get started. That little pause in the video was for raw recording, just in case it's PBs. But, anyway. Metroid Prime is a speed game that revolves like, entirely around movement. So just to give you an idea of some concepts, I'm jumping here because when Samus normally moves, she has a constant speed if you're holding L. If you jump, you can actually like increase that speed because Samus will slow down and then speed up. But if you're holding L, what ends up happening is that that slowdown never happens. And if you notice, I'll take out my scan visor and start zipping around the room. That is because there is a trick called scan dashing, and the way it works is there's this mechanic in the game called combat strafing, and basically what happens is it works like, oh wait, no, I don't have anything here to demonstrate it on, but it's supposed to allow you to dodge enemy attacks. But you can also do this with the scan visor, and if you let go of L, which is the lock-on button, you just go flying. Samus maintains all of her speed. And so coming up with this room, normally you're supposed to go around an elevator, but instead, I'm going to abuse a little mechanic here and just get repositioned to the side. And so basically, in order, the way things work in terms of speed is like walking, L jumping, morph ball, scan dashing, and then boost ball is the fastest. And all of these things have varying speed caps, but there is no need to go over them just yet. I'm gonna do a safety save here, just because. Whoop. This upcoming trick can be really finicky. Just in case things go wrong. Okay, so that boss. Normally you're supposed to scan Parasite Queen, and it will allow you to target her mount because this game is not a dual stick shooter, it is a single stick shooter, so in order to get around that, you are allowed to lock on to target, and it basically is an auto aim shot. But you can just aim up and just target her mouth manually. And the reason why I was able to shoot missiles so fast was because of holding C up. C up, smash Y. Win. Anyway, trying to escape out of here, but I'm not going to go the right way. I'm going to go out of bounds here. And so there's a lot of mechanics in play when going out of bounds. So first off, all those spots, I know where to stand in order to not get stuck. And basically what I'm doing is I'm hitting load triggers and transitioning rooms. Now this is a little trick called Aether jumping. I'll explain it afterwards because these are pretty precise inputs. Okay, so every room is surrounded by an invisible box. And that box has just your normal physics and collision and all that. Well, just normal physics, allowing you to jump, move, all of that. But if you're outside the box, you're basically floating and going up pixel by pixel. And if you go from out of the box into the box, you have a 3-frame window to jump. And then basically what I did there was door warp. I basically had the room load around me as I escaped. I think during, like, if this run does get in, I do plan on having somebody explain aphid jump before I do it. It's just going out of bounds and doing all the tricks out of bounds while trying to explain everything is pretty difficult. So hopefully I will have someone there should this run get in. But that is Frigate, and when we land, there's going to be an extremely busted trick coming up, but it's not going to look like much. So there's an item called Space Jump, which allows you to double jump, and you're normally supposed to get that 7th. But instead of getting it 7th, I'm just going to dash to the side here and get it first. So there's Space Jump. And so now I'm heading to the first major area of the game called Chozo Ruins. Playing casually, this is the only area you can access, starting off. And the goal here is to get a few major items: missiles, morph ball, bombs, and Varia suit. And so at this point, I'm trying to get missiles, and thankfully, due to having Space Jump, I can actually grab this missile expansion up here. And you do not need Missile Launcher in order to use these. They work exactly the same. Missile Launcher and the missile expansions all work exactly the same. They give you 5 missiles each. So there's actually a trigger there. You're supposed to fight a few enemies before getting Morph Ball. But I just dashed right over it, and I'm saying see ya to these guys. I don't need to fight. I don't actually need to fight them. You get to listen to this cool music for like 3 minutes. So getting Space Jump allows me to go through these rooms really fast because the rooms are not designed to be traversed first time through with Space Jump, so it takes some time. Alright, I pulled that map out because it allows this room to open up just a little bit faster for whatever reason. We still have no idea why that works. Alright, so we got Morphball, missiles, and charge beam. Next thing coming up is bombs. Oh, by the way, this save station, I need to shoot it. If I don't shoot that, that will cause a lot of problems later on. And you'll see why when I do a trip to the future. And here we have probably my favorite boss. Not really. This is Incinerator Drone. There's Incinerator Drone. We lovingly like to call this this guy Zoid. The reason why is because he was designed by David Kirsch, also known as Zoid, and he has this thing about liking randomness. He puts randomness in quite a few things, including this and the power bomb maze that comes up later on. But you're supposed to hit a weak point here, and it comes up every 15 to 25 seconds for the second, third, and fourth hits, and it comes up within 8 to 13 seconds for the first one. So far, this hasn't been too good. Yep. Not too good. So, an area like this is a good time for any sort of announcements that are needed. If the music loops, it's not that good of a run. That might be one of the worst Zoids I've seen all year. And I'm not exaggerating by that either. That was terrible. But what can you do? It's all luck. All luck completely, 100%. Also, I will try not to do that in the middle of a run. So again, you're not supposed to have space jump here at this point in time, and it kind of allows you to do stuff really quickly. Invisible branch. Alright, Flagra. I like to call Flagra the cutscene boss. I'm not joking. So basically, every round, one additional mirror gets, or is brought down, and you're supposed to knock them both up in order to knock Flagra down. But I'm gonna do something different. So those bomb slots act a little bit differently than normal bomb slots. Normally bomb slots, you're supposed to actually enter them in order for them to work. But these actually work just by having a bomb nearby. It also works with a power bomb, by the way. So yeah, this is what I say is the cutscene boss. We normally look at in-game time to see how well someone does, and in-game time only ticks up when you have direct control of Samus. So this boss is extremely fast in-game time, but it's a lot of cutscenes. A lot of cutscenes. So yeah, this is like probably the best time for any sort of announcements that are needed, or it could be a way for like a commentator and I to, you know, have a little fun. Ooh, what's that? The camera work that was done on this is actually pretty impressive. You think of it like an in-game camera, and just like, it's really, really cool to see. And you're just like, oh, what's going to happen? And there's Samus's Varia suit. So you need a Varia suit in order to handle the next area, which is Magmoor Caverns. It's to be able to withstand heat. Alright. This trick. So, I'm holding up left and just able to bomb jump infinitely because of this, and allowing me to get back up. Now, the reason I did this is because normally you come back here later with spider balls and super missiles, and come and get the artifact in wild. But the reason I drop down is because there's a trigger where if you hit that trigger, it will change the layer of this room for this fight, and this saves a lot of time. Not getting this is a run ender. And so I can actually stun these ghosts. The fight, besides just stunning the ghosts, is actually pretty straightforward. Just charge shots, wait for them to appear, and you're good to go. If I line this up, which I did, and you let the cutscene play out, it saves half a second of in-game time. Over just skipping it. And so yeah, casually you would get all these items as well, besides Artifact of Wild. But you wouldn't have Space Jump at this point. So if you're playing this casually, you would have, going down to Magmoor, you would have Morph Ball, Charge Beam, Bombs, and Missiles. Oh, and Varia Suit. So that's 5 items right there. And the idea of Magmoor is actually a hub that connects to every single major area in the game. There's an elevator to Chozo, there's 2 elevators to Phendrana, there's 1 elevator to Phazon Mines, and there's 1 elevator to Talon. So it's kind of a nice central hub, and hidden in this, or hidden in that wall is an artifact. So all I did was shoot 2 missiles at it, and there it goes. The funny thing is that I think there was an intention to have super missiles be used, but you don't need them. And so really the rest of this area is just a lot of movement. That didn't work out the way I was hoping. Ah, this is not gonna work. Oh well. There's a backup. That dash is really difficult. And it's been a struggle of mine recently, so... Thankfully there's that little backup to get us. Normally, I don't get this energy tank, but... Since it's a marathon setting, I don't want to die, so... We'll grab it and go on. Okay, if you ever notice sometimes Samus, there will be no, like, unmorph animation. That's because of an obstruction in the camera. Will stop Samus, or will, prevent the game from, like, showing the unmorph animation. So, Samus will just instantly unmorph. I tried to do some bunny hops there, and it didn't work out too well. Bunny hopping is basically holding LNR and pressing B on the first possible frame of hitting the ground. If you hit anything other than the first frame, you end up losing a little speed. The more frames you're on the ground, the more speed you lose. Now, sometimes I'll get dashes while still being locked onto things. If you press R, you can get that. I must have hit the top of something in order for that to happen. Alright, so there's Boost Ball. So normally this is the 6th item in the game. After you get this, you're supposed to go all the way back to Talon Overworld, get Space Jump, then come all the way back here to get Wave Beam. But since Space Jump was already acquired a while back, at the very beginning of the run, I can just go and grab Wave Beam. Now, as I mentioned before, Boost Ball is one of the fastest forms of movement. But you do have that downside of having to morph and unmorph at certain spots. So, one thing for optimizing is we always have to figure out what's better, dashing or boosting. Because even though boosting is faster, dashing may end up being boosting ends up giving more speed, but dashing may overall be faster. Alright, so I am going to get Wave Beam, but I'm not going to do it normally. I'm going to go out of bounds instead. Come on. I gotta hit this door. If I don't unload the other room, this next room, when I load it, will crash the game. So, I have to be very careful here. And so basically I'm traversing through this room. Oh, this little trick I'm doing here is actually pretty new to get up. And just boost in. And so now the game thinks I'm in the next room. Because when you go through a door, the map transitions from one room to the next. And so because of that, there's a little bit of some wonky physics in here, or wonky collision in here. And it allows me to do this. Where I'm in this corner, and all I'm doing is holding left. So basically I'm doing this for like 50 seconds. And then once that 50 seconds is up is when the magic really begins. So in this room that I'm in right now, not what the room the game thinks I'm in, but in the room I'm actually in, there is an artifact of sun. You normally need plasma beam for it, but I don't have plasma beam, and it's really slow to come back here. So instead I'm doing this little trick where I'm in the corner here, just holding L and waiting. I'm waiting for the ball, or the shell around Samus to disappear. What's happening is Samus' rotational speed is increasing exponentially, and when it gets to a certain value, you get to boost and do that. It's a trick called infinite speed. And basically, when you boost in that state that you saw, it allows you to touch various interactable actors at once. And so what happened there was I touched Wave Beam, the cutscene to activate the fight, Artifact of Sun as well. So it actually, that's why you see two Samuses in that scene, because there is the cutscene where you get Wave Beam, and the cutscene where Samus turns around and is like, uh-oh, something's going on. Oh, whoops, I overshot that dash. Oh well. Alright. So again, we're using Magmor as a hub. I'm grabbing one thing on the way. So basically, the reason I've been grabbing these artifacts, I forgot to mention this earlier, is you need 12 of them to beat the game. They're like keys. And so what I did there is just bunny hop, or did a dash into a bunny hop. In order to get across. Normally you're supposed to use Boost Ball, but that's really slow. See, like right here I don't use Boost because it's actually a little slower. So yeah, that little segment, those last like 3 rooms, kind of show what I mean by Prime's movement. Like, there's so much variety in it, and it can end up being really, really cool if executed properly, which thankfully I was able to. Now, what am I getting here? Just a missile, honestly, because I'm using this to head back to Chozo. That boost helps me hit the low trigger faster, which makes this overall quicker. sometimes the fastest way to get to the next room is not always by taking the fastest path to the door. Usually it's by taking the fastest path to the load trigger, which in many cases is the fastest path to the door, but not always. In that case, that's not the case. In that instance, it was faster just to boost into the water. Alright, normally you need boost the spider for this, but I'm not grabbing either. Whoops. Thankfully there's a very simple backup for this. Oh my goodness. Apparently not as simple as I thought. There we go. Alright, so that's Life Giver. Nice. Alright. And so, really the big reason for coming back to Chozo, three things. First off, that artifact you saw. Second off, Ice Beam. And third off, Power Bomb. Which, for anybody who's played the game casually, you're probably wondering, wait a second. You're not supposed to get Power Bombs here. Yeah, I know that. But when are things ever done properly in the speedrun? So, this room. On the other side of that wall is a Power Bomb expansion. However, you cannot get to it without a Power Bomb. So, I'm doing, well, holding down left this time, and you guessed it. I am waiting for infinite speed. And I guess to explain it a little bit more clearly, the game can only calculate a speed of a certain number. It's based off 32-bit integers, basically meaning it cannot calculate a speed faster than 2.1 billion. And so once Samus's speed goes past 2.1 billion, it enters a state called not a number. And boosting during not a number has those effects I mentioned earlier, which is being able to hit various interactable actors at once. Not all of them work. Not all interactable actors do work, though. Some of them do, some of them don't, and to this day I still don't know what makes one work and what makes the other one not work. I'm like looking at my camera, it's on the, or I'm looking at my OBS, and that's on the other side. Whoops. So, shell's off, boost into a wall, and have it. Alright. So this is where things get interesting. You're gonna see a little bit of light show happen. And that's literally what we call it, light show. What this does is it allows me to boost again. Also, no joke, that was so scary because that unmorph was instant. It shouldn't have been. I'm not used to it being instant. It shouldn't happen there. But apparently I was at a spot where it allowed me to unmorph instantly. So that was a little bit scary, but it worked. I'm gonna save here. And I could get Ice Beam inbound, but that's slow. So we're gonna go out of bounds here by using this using the slope and getting what's called a slope jump, and I fell. I forgot to mention this, but yeah, slope jump, basically if you are holding L and jumping against a slope, you'll gain extra height. It basically translates... I've literally never had that happen before. Alright, it'll probably save me time just to reset, so I'll do that. I've literally never had that happen before. So... oh, we'll try again. I'd say the goal is to have this run in general completed in under an hour and 25 minutes. That would be the main goal. This jump is not easy. It's one of my least favorite jumps in the entire game. That's what I wanted to do the first time. Wait for the room to load. Transition. There's a load trigger there. There's another load trigger right there. Thankfully, due to Aether, you do not fall infinitely. There we go. Sketchy. And so all the out of bounds stuff I'm doing is really, really tricky. I'm gonna do a slope jump on this stone toad to avoid having to use the ramp that you can. There's basically a ramp there you can drain, and I just avoided doing that. And I grabbed Ice Beam. So during that cutscene, what I did was I held C down, and that allows the beam to actually come up a little bit faster, saving about 0.6 of a second in game time. Sadness. Alright, that's not bad. Alright. So, this room. So first up, I got X-Ray Visor, which is one of the main reasons for getting power bombs. There's a boss coming up later in the run that you cannot beat without this item. So it is so critical I get it. Also, this power, that, I forget what the name of that enemy is. I think it's a Seedling or whatever. It always has a 100% chance dropping a power bomb, because if you do not have a power bomb after, or when you enter that room, there is no way to get out. There is literally zero way of getting out if you're playing power. So, you need the power bomb. So thankfully the developers thought about this, so that way you don't accidentally lock yourself in. But as a speedrunner, I'm going to use R jumping to gain more speed in the air, and that will allow me to come out this way as opposed to what you're supposed to do, which is by going up around and fighting some Chosagos. That's horrible. I don't want to do that. I didn't mean to morph there. So, yeah, that's really the quickest way to get out. And now what I'm doing is I'm on my way to get Plasma Beam. Plasma Beam is without a doubt the most broken beam in the entire game. It's the second fastest beam. It's the most powerful beam. And it's supposed to be one of the last items you get before you go into the final area of the game phase on mines. But we're getting it quite a bit earlier. Quite a bit earlier. So yeah, but the next objective is to, get Samus to the ship in order to recharge, refuel, and you know what? I'll save. Why not? So yeah, for anyone who's familiar with this game, you probably noticed that I've skipped a lot of stuff. Gravity Suit's been skipped, Grapple Beam's been skipped, Thermal Visor's been skipped. Or not Thermal Visor, yeah, Grapple Beam, Gravity Suit, Spider Ball. Spider Ball. You will not see Spider Ball at all this entire run. Whoop. Should probably save. That would be a good idea. Nice. Nice. There it is. So, going back into Magmoor Caverns to get Plasma Beam. Magmoor actually has a surprisingly low number of items. I think it has 9. 2 artifacts, 3 energy tanks, Plasma Beam. I can't even think of the others right now. Anyway, this room you're normally supposed to have Spider Ball, but instead I'm going to do a trick called Bunny Hopping to get across. Oh! Thankfully, you can do that bomb jump to get out. That bunny hop was slow. Oh, I'm having a fun time. Normally you're supposed to have Grapple Beam, but I just jumped over. And I also skipped this first spinner. this is how I'm going to do that. So if you jump over here and get in a specific spot, you can actually dash up here and then jump to a very specific spot and then jump over here. Meaning I only needed to hit one of them. And then this huge spider puzzle you don't need to do. You can just jump, but I failed the jump. Thankfully there's backup right here. And you can just avoid the entire giant spider puzzle to get flat speed. Which is kind of a shame because that puzzle's pretty cool. But it's also not a shame because it's faster. Save time. That is not a favorite room amongst Primary. I'm gonna be getting a safety tank. So I'll be entering phase online with four tanks. But anyway, this is the far side of Phendrana. I'm gonna grab that E-tank. Normally I don't grab it now, I grab it on the way out, but my health's a little bit janky, so... Again, thankful for backups. So again, getting another artifact. There are few more to grab. I think there's like 4 more to grab. I shot that door earlier, so it stayed lit. Or it stayed unlit. Using instant unmorph to make that faster. I'm gonna need to focus a bit on this next one. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm not risking it with that guy. Nice, I got what I was looking for. Pretty quickly, actually. So one thing I forgot to mention, missile expansions and the missile launcher are all the same. They all give 5 missiles. However, power bomb expansions and main power bombs do differ slightly. You can still use a power bomb you get from a power bomb expansion without having main power bombs, but instead of getting 4 power bombs, you only get 1. So I need to search for another, and thankfully I got very lucky. Every box that I destroy has a 2 in 7 chance of dropping the power bomb. 2 out of 7. So it's quite a bit less than half. And so If you don't find it, it can cause some issues. Thankfully, I do have a lot along my route movement-wise, so I think I have like 5 plus an enemy. So there's a good chance I get a power bomb, and then if I don't, I have to farm in this room. It's kind of annoying, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do fast. So yeah, I said I would get another safety, like an actual safety tank. The one I'm grabbing now, or coming up, most people don't grab this and run. It's usually one of the first ones that beginners cut out. Now I just need to get thermal visor. And thankfully just coming back this way actually makes it pretty simple. Just drop down, scan all the computer terminals, and here it is. See, normally you're supposed to go back up as opposed to through here, but since I have Ice Beam, I can just come through here no problem. Oh no. Oh no. That's no good. Yeah, sometimes that can happen. It's really unfortunate when it does. Because this is one of the tallest rooms in the game. Yeah, I will be honest, this was actually my first run of the day. So... I'm really thankful for being allowed to submit this late. Like, I really appreciate it. So, for those who are watching, like, know that I really appreciate you allowing me to do this. Next time I will be way more wary of deadlines. But anyway, back to commentary. So now that I have everything I need to do this area in one trip, I'm going into the final area of the game called Phazon Mines. Phazon Mines is where we will find the remaining artifacts, a new suit, and those are basically the big things we need to get. Oh, and power bombs. And main power bombs, specifically. That boulder is... or... actually, no. Right before that boulder, the one leading into Phazon Mines, there's a blockage. That was the reason why we needed to have a power bomb over there. And thankfully there's a zoomer on the other side that also is programmed to have a 100% chance of dropping the power bomb. I have never landed there right away. But yeah, so I just used the Elite Pirate there. as a stepping stool. Just be like, okay, yep. Right, bop on the head and bye. Alright, so Elite Pirates. If you stay out of their line of sight, they'll basically turn around like an idiot until they see you. And that's when they actually start being a pain. That drone is incredibly easy with X-ray visor. Normally you're not supposed to have X-ray visor here. You get power bombs before X-ray. Oh, this maze is really dumb. Alright, let's see. Let's see if I can get this trick. Nah, I didn't. Okay, so what I was trying to do there is, let me just go through this maze. What I was trying to do, with that trick was go far enough into the maze and then get popped out for the maze basically to be like, yeah, it's complete. For whatever reason. And you can just skip the entire maze. Which is nice because that maze has 300 random possibilities. And normally while I'm like live streaming or while I'm streaming it here at home, I will use a maze finder program created by Claris. However, at the event obviously I won't have that, so it will definitely save time getting that trick, but you have 2 frames to get out of that hole. It's really precise, so hopefully it's something I can work on over time. This upcoming room requires Spider Ball, but I don't have Spider Ball. Also, that Metroid's gonna be a pain in my beat. No, okay. So instead, I'm gonna do this. Blow up this wall. Jump up. Lure a Metroid. And use it to dash across. Oh. God, my nose itches really bad. Holy cow. Alright, this room. So, I have to do everything here in a cycle in order to get things done as quickly as possible. And I made the cycle, thankfully. But the goal, I have to get on top of this, look in a specific spot, hold forward, and I should get pushed out of bounds, but it didn't work out too well in this case, so I'll try again. Oof. Yeah, sometimes it likes to be picky and not give me the jump when I need it to, or not push me out of bounds when I need to. So, it may not be my friend today. We'll see. I'll just sit here and wait then. Good collision. Good collision game. Good collision. Alright, there we go. Third tries the charm, right? So, anyway, I'm using Aether to get around here, land on this door. Lining up in a specific spot. Nope, never mind. I'm not lining up in a specific spot. Give me a second. Alright. And so, the game thinks I'm in the room over, not this room. That I'm in the next room over. So, it allows me to actually boost into this collision. But, if I'm not careful here, I can easily soft lock the game. Like, actually, I don't like that angle, for example. This one's better. Actually, that like position too is good. I think this is fine. All right. That's scary because if that gets messed up in any way, the game soft locks. You can't get out whatsoever. There's no way out of there. I literally can't do anything to get out. I do have a backup save prepared, just in case. Unfortunately, the backup save does lose out on this trick. Normally, you need Grapple Beam to get across and Spider Ball, but since I have neither, I just did a Dash Beam and Pirate. That room down there is a save station. The safety save will start there. If you're curious, so... Alright. Okay. So if you skip the cutscene and start off to the side, Omega Pirate will do the same thing that Elite Pirates do, and basically just spin around like an idiot until he gets his eyes on you. Alright, and that was Trooper Skip. 3 left. Okay, so basically I can predict where Omega Pirate goes. Omega Pirate will spawn in the pool that's farthest away from Samus, and not spawn in the same pool twice. The other thing is that Omega Pirate, that should have killed him. Oh well. Okay, so Omega Pirate can be damaged by pretty much anything, but the thing is, X-Ray Visor needs to be on for Omega Pirate to be damaged. Otherwise, it will not work. So, anytime you notice me put down a Power Bomb, I would unmorph and pull out X-Ray Visor. That's because if I didn't, Omega Pirate would not be damaged whatsoever by anything I did. Alright, and so that's, Phazon Suit. It looked like it was Gravity Suit, though. For anyone who's familiar with the series, it looked like Gravity Suit. This game will only track, or, show the next, suit you're supposed to get, not the one you actually get. So, I was supposed to get Gravity next, after Varia, so it shows Gravity Suit. But I actually have Phazon. And to make things even more fun, take a look at Samus's hand. It's still yellow from Varia's suit. That won't change until after I leave this area. Or reload. You know, save the game and restart. That's the only way it will change. Alright, so there's a fight if I activate the cutscene here, which I did earlier to use the pirate as a stepping stone, but I don't need him this time. So there's thankfully a small sliver that you can actually, like, yeah, there's like a small sliver that you can just jump and like squeeze Samus through, which is nice. Alright, right here. I kind of need Spider Ball for this. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just kidding. Alright. So, if you unmorph within 21 frames of leaving the ground, you're able to jump, and doing an instant unmorph there makes that possible. Oh my goodness, this is scary. Heck. Come on. That was sketchy. Ah. This rock is really dumb. I hate that rock. But yeah, basically you can climb up both these rooms without being spider. Oh no. Oh no. Oh well. Pause to have the morph happen a little faster. Oh, hello? Yeah, normally, you know, that pirate's supposed to just, like, not give me those issues, but it did. That's kind of annoying. Oh, whoops, wrong one. That's the one. Oh, well. So yeah, that wall, or the room, coming into this room, I actually came in through that wall. I forgot to mention this earlier, but yeah, boosting through that wall is possible, and it's the only way this route even works. This room normally requires Spider Ball, and one of the slowest puzzles in the game. Like, it's really slow. It takes forever. So, I'm just gonna skip it. Landing on that platform is not easy. New runners learn, when they learn this game, a lot of them are shown that trick, and it's usually the point that kind of breaks some people. And they'll just do the puzzle instead. Movement overall in this game is extremely difficult. But it's also been, in the past, like, few years of development with this game, the run has become more beginner-friendly than ever. Whoops. So, I'm definitely thankful of that. I'm definitely thankful this run is more friendly than it used to be. Because it used to not be friendly whatsoever. Alright, so there's 2 more artifacts. World and Truth. Incredible. Let's act like that didn't happen. Alright. So in this room, normally you're supposed to fight some ghosts, or you're supposed to fight a ghost in order to activate a statue. But I basically did everything I could to skip it, and it didn't work out. It saves like 15 seconds or so, I believe. Well, that was a little bit messy. Yeah, it saves around 15 seconds in game time to... when everything actually, like, goes well, but in this case it didn't. I'm so surprised I actually made it up there. Okay, that didn't work. An example of trying to get to the load trigger before the door. This room takes an eternity to load for whatever reason. And so yeah, there's only 2 things left now. Artifact of Truth, beat the game. So I'm heading back to get Artifact of Truth right now. I'm going to save for what's coming up, because there is a fun trick coming up. Alright. A little bit of a slow moment to relax a bit after all the crazy stuff that's been happening the past, like, while. Ah, couldn't finish it. I was trying to draw out haste. This room takes forever to load, so drawing out 4-letter stuff is actually really difficult to do in that time, especially when it's like has stuff like a P. Alright, Ridley. So I just gotta hit Ridley a few times here. And I'm looking to hit Ridley on one specific frame. Hopefully that happened. It didn't. That was late. So, if you hit Ridley on one specific frame, instead of flying around like he is now, Ridley will actually just go underneath and then come back up. And a fun thing about this, Boost Ball deals a lot of damage. Boost Ball works on Ridley, and it happens to deal 50,000 damage a frame. For comparison, a missile does 30. I hate this boss sometimes. That is literally my least favorite trick, or my least favorite move Ridley does. It's so annoying. Was hoping there was a little sign there, but one of the statue pieces scan points still there, but it wasn't. Oh well. All right, saving because of trick. You'll see what I mean when I get there. So, this was actually found in 2018, so about 2 years ago now. Which is crazy to think it's been that long, but there are two final bosses. The first one, Metroid Prime Exo, is incredibly slow. That works. This might not work. Might have to change this up. If it doesn't work in 2 tries, well, I won't do anything now. So, I use that Metroid to basically do a positional change that gets me out of bounds. Oh my goodness. Come on. So again, these Aether jumps are 3-frame windows. So again, I'm standing in some very specific spots. Okay, this might actually... Nope, this is not. Okay. Oh my goodness, help me. Oh, hey, look, that actually worked. Yeah, so sometimes if things just don't go absolutely right, then you can have some problems like this one. Alright. Come on. There we go. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Here we go. Holy cow. Alright. If I'm not careful with that transition, I can get pulled into that room and then it's over. Oh, I don't like this at all. Alright, I'm gonna wait for the game to push me back up so I can at least get a jump in. Alright, there we go. I think I'll be fine here. Let's do this. Okay, we're fine. We're fine! False alarm. Alright. So that's Exoskip. Rough for sure, but it does on average tend, like, if done properly without mistakes, it saves like a minute and a half. That's something I definitely plan on working on a lot in the coming months. Because my 55, my PB, was done before this trick was even like viable. Alright, Essence. So, I'm doing what's called attack handling. I'm waiting for Essence to try to start an attack, and I immediately cancel. And then everywhere I'm standing is like super specific to get her to be in a specific spot. And so this, what I'm doing now is actually stopping the pool from completing, and then I just lay the rest of it in, and she's down. And that would be a run. So, I plan on having an estimate of like 125, just in case, because like for example, this run had a lot of like really concerning things happen. Like, it wasn't the best, but it was the first run I've done today. Second, it's first run of the day, no warm up, and I just don't have time to make a new one, to make a new submission video. So, again, I really appreciate getting to do this late. Like, I apologize for being late. I honestly was checking the deadline today and was like, oh, oops. And then, you know, Shift gave me the information I needed. So I'm really thankful to Shift, and I'm really thankful to everyone who takes a look at this run. Hope you all enjoyed it, or all enjoy it. At the end of the run, normally we would check the in-game time. But if there's no time for that, that makes total sense. Usually I have my viewers guess what the final time is. So it's going to be like 102, 103, because it's not going to be the same as the real time. And you'll see that it's roughly, I think, 19 minutes and 40 something seconds. of cutscenes. The rest is gameplay. It used to be like 20, 30, but 53 seconds have been taken out of cutscene times due to Exoskip. Yeah, Exoskip really only became viable in the past year or so. That's why it's only been seen recently, even though it's a 2-year-old trick. Anyway. Not bad. Alright. And thank you everyone for taking this run into consideration, and hopefully I'll be able to see everyone at PACE. Peace.